Listen up. Average is not an option. Are you up to par? Get ready to tee off. Jim Paar is a badass with a bow tie when it comes to knowledge. Watch out because he is lethal when it comes to 10xing your business or building a new business. Welcome, Jim Paar.
Hey, congratulations on finding your way to this podcast. The first question we'll address is how you can make and claim your business growing by 10 times. It's actually easier if you have that mindset of 10xing your business versus doubling your business. It's more difficult to double your business, and it's just really, really hard. When you're trying to double your business, you're making progress in small increments based on what you're doing more, and you've already been doing that. So your current operational capabilities and resources are just trying harder, which places a greater strain on you and your team. So going from 10x growth, on the other hand, would take extraordinary levels of creativity and innovation. So you need to make massive steps forward in your efficiency and resourcefulness to really value that creation. So when you're growing at this level and knowing to do this with, the entrepreneurial savvy and luck, you don't even have to be in the right place at the right time. It's just needing to learn how to access a huge amount of economic surroundings around your business. So entrepreneurs out there who are changing the world and who are enjoying massive levels of success have specific worldviews. It's called the 10x mindset. And I attended Grant Cardone's 10x Growth Con the last couple years, and it's the foundation of that method that is really the way to grow your business. It's a 10x mindset. So it's simple, and you merely decide what you want to grow your business by 10 times rather than double. And then you start operating towards that end. So you look around, you realize how many capabilities are at your disposal, and you use those capabilities to multiply others. So you train yourself to see and maximize the huge amount of resources around when others don't even realize that they're there. So you develop a mindset for multiplying versus just doubling. You multiply, which is essential to how you put abundance to work for you. So you're putting yourself in this 10x mind, and you change your way to do business. It seems like a bigger challenge, but really it's actually super easy. You select a big goal that you're choosing, one that you're passionate about reaching. Grant Cardone always talks about that. His speakers at his event talk about that. Do something that you're passionate about. I'm passionate about doing my podcast. I do my podcast to help others because I'm passionate about what I do. I don't do it just to do it, because it takes time. It takes time to produce it. It takes time to do the podcast. It's at least 3 to 4 hours a week of time. I do it because it's something that I enjoy doing. I love teaching people. I love getting inside of people's minds and helping them break through that mindset and get clarity and mind focus, So you can assign priorities, clean house, motivate your staff. The best part about it is that, if your sites are more effective when you're setting your 10x mindset. So you need to have some strategies in place really to do that. So forget self-discipline, focus on your habits. Remember the book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. It's not lying to you. Effective people have effective habits. And the opposite is also true. You need to be aware of your own habits. Ask yourself which you're going to help you grow where you want to go and what's holding you back. Then it's time to start making those changes, like learning to say no to things that don't help you. I have something I call the MITs. So a lot of people have Post-it notes. I have Post-it notes on my desk, but I have certain Post-it notes that are really specific to what I want to get done that is revenue generating. So as you can see, if you're watching this on my YouTube, you can see there's a sign behind me, who's got my money. So what that means is, who has my money today? Who am I going to go after today that I can benefit and help? And because when you give knowledge, when you give services, money exchanges hands. So most importantly, you've got to learn to let go of the control complex that's preventing you from delegating key aspects. Don't be a controlling boss, or a controlling business owner. Allow your employees and coworkers to really focus on growth. If you look at a book called Powerful by Patty McComb, it's interesting because she's the CEO or COO, I should say, of Netflix. And, they went through a lot of struggles. That company is a multi-million-dollar company, might be a billion-dollar company, but they're growing rapidly. They have their own network. They overcame the bandwidth capabilities of buffering. And that was one of their key things. They knew if they could overcome that they could be the superpower in their space. So you need to work on ditching the bad habits, cultivating the good, and you'll allow that perspective to shift from scarcity towards the potential future where everything is possible. So you need to let go of that control, hire employees, delegate that time, because we always say that you need to buy your time. So you need to bring somebody in. That's how big workforces came about, because they were buying time. So they bring in multiple people. They knew if they built one specific vehicle that, they could make money off that. But if they built, 500 of those at a time on an assembly line and had multiple people, then multiple employees, coworkers, whatever, then they could grow that even bigger and make multiple dollars, or 100x their business. So really, that's number one. So number two is clean your mental messes. So everybody makes mistakes, makes a mess. By a mess, which we mean issues. Is there a low morale in your business? Is there things that are flowing around, gray muck of unconsciousness, eating at your mental RAM or your hard drive? Essentially, a mess is feeling obligated to do something, or someone that is no longer has commitment to you. So for many entrepreneurs, this means getting out of that personal office into a conference room, into a Starbucks, anything else that doesn't carry that huge amount of mental baggage lying around whenever you call home. So that's why these shared offices like WeWork work really well, because you're around other people that are productive. So you get much more productivity from your work and the quality from your life. It takes a lot of energy to clear out these, but it's crucial to do so, and you can move forward and work and prevent future messes. So that's really number two. And when you put these things into play, understand that your business is going to grow. So take notes of this. If you're listening in the gym right now, or you're listening in the car right now, I understand that you can't take notes, but play it back, go back, take notes about this, or reach out to me directly, and I will strategize. I do strategy calls all the time to help businesses grow. And that is my goal. That's my passion. So reach out to me. I'd love to help you. Number three is strengthen your relationships by focusing on value. So if you have this focus on sales, you're missing out, because it's all about, having that vital information about your customers and clientele. We call it the point A's to point B's, the pains, the glories, the pains to win, the problem to the win, and we find a solution for that. Everybody's out there trying to sell, and that is not the solution. The solution is finding out what the problem is. Study your audience, study your target. If you're a roofing company, study that target, study that audience, because it's business to business. And find out, start going after those companies that are going to need maintenance on the roof. It's not hard to look at an old building and figure out if that, fly a drone over a specific area and then look at those roofs and then target those businesses. It's not hard to figure this out, people. So you have to remember that instead of spending all your time trying to get money coming in, focus on providing 10 times the value. That's why we do these podcasts, to provide value to our customers and clientele. So we do these, to give you information. And not only that, we give it to create attention and mass attention to us, because, when you get out there like networking, then people know who you are, what you're doing. So you'll quickly become one of their favorite people. That's the time to ask the brave questions. Do you know their pain points? Like I said, their dreams and goals, their strengths and capabilities. Ask a company that. Dig into their business. Ask your customer, ask your clientele that. So if you truly listen to them, you have the opportunity to form a long-lasting, incredible, lucrative value relationship with them that will allow you to grow at a rate beyond your ever thoughts and your competition's wildest dreams. So point A's to point B's, focus in on your audience. Don't focus in on the dollar or trying to sell them, because you'll push them away. Number 4, conquer the setbacks of focusing on results. It's a good thing for leaders to be able to foresee obstacles that could arise. We call this agile marketing. It's a bad thing if leaders become afraid, overwhelmed by potential things that could go wrong, and then they have no game plan to get there. When you set an agile attitude and you have an agile mentality, you can automatically shift your thinking, shift your strategies to meet what their goals are. So be honest about obstacles. Take them one by one and approach them and reach the results focused strategy that draws on the capabilities of the entire team to multiply their own capabilities. Or your business, go into that business and multiply their capabilities. Once you get into the habit of approaching obstacles, not as something to be afraid of, but something that's natural and goal achieving and agile, as we say, you can start extending what you've learned and what your customers and clientele need. And you can take that relationship from the past and mere financial transactions to be placed of trust and mutual effort. So understand, you have to know to be able to shift your thinking automatically. Number 5 is increase everyone's confidence by focusing on capability. So there's a saying that says, fake it till you make it. I mean, everybody's heard it. So confidence is 90% of all effort. So that is, even if you don't know what you're doing, you have confidence to try it anyways. People they'll ask me as a digital marketing company or a branding company, can you do this? I never say no. I always say yes, absolutely. Because I know our capabilities. It may take us longer if we don't know exactly, because we need to study it, but we go through research and study anyways. So you never know what you're capable of until you try, until you, really get out there and do it face to face. Confidence isn't something that people are born with. It's something that you work on and build up over time. So think of it as the muscles that that needs to be exercised. One way to exercise is continually review your achievements and use them to gain insight on how you can tweak your efforts in the future. Another way is to identify your own great capabilities. And one or two that you have that you truly a genius at is identify those same great capabilities in your team. Ask yourself and them what it would look like if this capability grew by 10 times. So that 10x mindset is the foundation on which is the rest of the 10x is built on. So if you're focused on the right things and have the right attitude, you're well on the way, and you have that 10x mindset, which it takes. So some of those other skills and intangible elements you'll have to learn before you can get to the top and stay up there. So connecting those goals. So remember, of course, not all of them are generally speaking, but entrepreneurs tend to swagger even if they're when they're hurt, act toughest when they feel at their weakest. So disappear that stealth ninja mindset whenever you start talking about emotions. So get away from that. But it's exactly what happened, So one thing that you need to do is when you get this 10x mindset down, you make a mental connection with that 10x growth. It's that bond. So you also need that emotional connection to those goals, and to be able to sustain it, you need to, in order to achieve it. So you need to really focus in. The most important step toward building emotional connection with those goals is to stop thinking about money. Start thinking about passion. When I teach my digital marketing course, I tell them not to be salesy. Get out there and be caring, be passionate. Ask those customers what they need. Forget about it. The money will come when everything else is in place. Instead of thinking that 10x big business as a greater freedom of changing the world, achieving lifelong goals, and having the ability to constantly grow and learn while something you're passionate about. So think about your goals and what you want to achieve in order to grow that 10x and have all those things. These goals of your life and your business, you need to meditate on consistently to ensure that everyone in your efforts are directed towards bringing out that abstract and that reality. So some of the things that we talk about is, kind of that Western civilization. We look at many TV shows and different things and envision it as this format. We look at meet the character and the setting. Well, you've already done this. You know yourself, and you take a look around, and there's your setting. Something different happens from day to day. In your case, you show courage and struck out, and you're on your own to pursue your own dreams, and the beginning of the quest. So understand that you need to go out there and apply these methods. And when we talk about applying these methods, you need to change your habits, involve your mindset, and made the emotional connection that you need to envision and bring those into reality. So it's learn the nuts and bolts of this by putting this work for you. And make no mistake, there's definitely work involved. You will show your clients and customers referring more business to you that you can handle. So you'll see your customer retention rate shoot through the roof. You'll make larger sales than you ever dreamed of, and you'll destroy the competition. So of course, you know, it, everybody's like, does it take work? Of course, it always takes work. I get tired of people that do not want to work, but they want everything. So, you know, deliver 10x value in the fee that you charge. So you've got a product that you're selling for $20. Make sure it's worth $200. You've got a service that you sell for, you know, $100. Make sure it's worth $1,000 a month. You know, so when people pay almost $1,000 for your service, you know, you have to ask yourself, almost assuredly not. But that's besides the point. So the point is that you need to deliver $10 worth of value for every dollar you charge people. So remember people's birthdays, give people content and guidance on everything that they sell. Make your personal time available to them. If there's any problems, spend every single day with them. You know, it's keep striving and staying focused. Eventually, most valuable products and services on the market, you know, your competition will be standing there with their heads spinning and their pockets decidedly empty. So work smarter than anyone else. It doesn't mean working longer, because a lot of people, especially entrepreneurs, get that mistake in their head. It's working smarter. So when it really means that you're willing to do what no one else would do in that field is willing to do. So someone else is avoiding work, or you're working. When someone else is resting, you know, you're grinding and getting new customers. When someone else is, you know, thinks that they're the expert, you're hitting the home runs, you know. So set your goals higher than you have ever before. Do you even have goals? Because a lot of companies don't have a business plan in place. They don't have any goals. And without setting goals and settling just for the best, you know, there's a book called Good to Great. And Good to Great explains right away where people plateau and other companies grow. So set huge goals and let them motivate you to constantly improve your business and yourself. You know, you want a huge house, you know, start a Pinterest collection of some motivational pictures that you want to sell your company someday, or you're joining Elon Musk or Richard Branson, which is my goal, is to partner with Richard Branson on a project that I'm working on right now. So spend a little time daydreaming on the ways you'll change the world. You know, there's nothing wrong with dreaming. It's not childish. It's not useless. The people who achieve the greatest things have the audacity to have the greatest dreams. So understand, you need to really get out there. Know your 10x. Know 10x more than anyone else. So, you know, I study Grant Cardone. I study his people that he works with. And the reason I do that is because they're leading experts. Those are the companies that are growing. Accomplish that 10x more than your competition, you know? So focus in on your market. You know, there's a mistake that a lot of entrepreneurs make in the beginning, is trying to be the next Facebook or trying to be the next business. They want to target their product or service to a large generalized market and then focus on a small market. Big mistake, people. But if you limit your market, doesn't that mean fewer sales? So you have to have that mindset. What is your niche, you know? Because you have to study what you really want to go after. What is your passion? Let's take another look. You know, let's say that you invented a new kind of office chair and that's, you know, highly comfortable for great people who work at their desks. So who works at their desks? You know, go after that focused niche. So why does this work? It really does work in two kinds of strategy. Focus, cost of focus. It's a strategy usually used by large companies, large volumes of production, like I said in the beginning, that assembly line. And once you've got a little bit, a lot of folks buying your products, it's just about scaling it up and differentiating your focus, making yourself different from the competition. Now look at Mr. Pillow. I was watching those infomercials or saw a commercial come on. All he did is invented a pillow and had some genius marketing. He just reinvented something and made it better. So you understand simplicity is there too when it comes into the mindset. So how does this all work together? It's the emotional connection that's, and a set of strategies that are designed to help you break out of that conventional business mindset of scarcity, start focusing on abundance and resources around you. It may sound strange to start a program intended to skyrocket your growth with a small market, but it gives you the critical focus early to allow you to cement that 10x mentality into your business and apply it again and again and again. Look at Kentucky Fried Chicken. Look at Chick-fil-A. Look at these companies that started as one business and they scaled. They had a big mindset. They had the end in mind that they're going to have 3,000 franchises. They didn't say, I'm going to have this one business, successful business. So finding that niche market matters. No matter whether you're out, it's crowded or not. Apply that 10x mindset and you quickly conquer your competition and you come to dominate the market. So success builds on success. Nothing else will quickly, effectively create confidence and motivation for you and your employees. So the new income multiplier by 10, you can reinvest in the inventory, delivery channels that you're doing, and allow you to grow your business time and time again. So alternatively, you can sell your business and move to the next entrepreneurial venture and burning deep down in that adventurous soul. So put these into effect and you're going to have some great accomplishments this year. So I've got more to tell you about this. If you want to strategize with me, if you want me to come into your business, fly out there and really help you build your 10x your business, I would love to do that because I've done that over and over. I've owned 3 successful restaurants, and this isn't about talking about myself, but I started working when I was 6 months old in the acting business as a child actor. And I knew from that start that work was indefinite, but I knew to work smarter. So I was great at flipping restaurants. I didn't want to run them, but I was great at taking a restaurant that shut down, flipping it, and making a lot of money. So I've done that. I've owned a golf course. I've owned construction businesses. When it comes to business, business is all the same across the board. You need a business plan. All the failures, all the failure factors in your business plan are all the same. You've got to have good morale. You've got to have a structure in place. You got to have good strategies. Now, with this day and age, you have to be agile. So you've got to be an agile company in order to survive. If you're not agile, you will fail in this century. So understand that when you are moving forward, you've got to have that 10x mindset. So this is Jim Paar. I appreciate you watching. Make sure you share this with people, share this with other business owners, subscribe to my YouTube, subscribe to download this podcast. I would love to hear from you. Reach out to me. My company is PaarMediaGroup.com. That's P-A-A-R, MediaGroup.com, Jim Paar. And you all have a great day or great evening wherever you are in this world. Thanks a lot.